Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is yet another episode on transformation from fat to fit. So, today I would like to discuss one of the concerns or question which was posed by one of my viewer, and it was he basically does night shifts, so he works round the clock on a shift basis. So he is into bodybuilding and strength and conditioning. So he wanted to know how to make sure he doesn't lose his gains and maintain an aesthetic physique at the same time, have the same kind of strength what he used to have when he did probably a day shift. So that was his question. So this is a big topic, and a very important one too, because if you look at today's world and the way the things are functioning, right? People work around the clock. I mean, it is something inevitable. I mean, we live in a very fast-paced society or the world where because of the internet and connectivity and stuff, we are able to cater around the world, right? So, even for that matter, if you work for a hospital or any factory sort of thing, they do work in shifts and night shift and stuff like that. So first let's look at how it affects your health and also your fitness goals. Now, if somebody who works on a night shift specifically, right, it takes a toll on his energy and also eventually the health, because he would be deprived of energy because it's against he's working against the clock, right? So it screws up the circadian rhythm. I'll talk about it, what is circadian rhythm, right? Or cycle rather. And also it basically makes difficult for one to sleep, because usually if you do a day shift, you sleep at night, which is normal. That's how it's supposed to be. So if you try to sleep in the wee hours of the morning, it's going to be very, very difficult, and can be taxing on your body. At the same time, sorry about it, I'm a bit sick. So it's going to be taxing on your body, and you would have a very disturbed sleep. It's not the same kind of sleep what you would have when you get a proper sleep. So during the night, so it would be disturbed sleep, and if you're not able to clock in 7 hours of good sleep, right, a deep relaxing sleep, then eventually it's gonna reflect on your health and the activity what you're going to do for the entire rest of the day. Another key aspect is it's going to make you, I wouldn't say fat, but it would add it would increase your waistline. It would make you bloated, because as I said, it does change your body mechanism, right? So that's bound to happen. That's in terms of physiology of the body. Now, the other thing is the motivation part. Let's say somebody who does a regular 8 to 5 job, he is able to train 5 days a week. Now all of a sudden, if you're doing a night shift, it becomes very difficult for you to keep up and have that energy, go to the gym, train, work at night, come back, try to clock in the sleep, manage the diet. So it's not feasible. So immediately what you see is you tend to miss or skip gym, lifting weights. So that's very detrimental to your goals and your progress. So that's one of the things which can happen. Apart from that, diet becomes a pretty challenging thing, because you won't it's really difficult for people to carry food, especially when you're working in shifts, and especially to meet the macros. And if you're trying to cut or bulk, it's very difficult to maintain that macro goals. So that's another thing which is going to affect. So these are the few things which happen. So how do you manage that? Now, I have worked around the clock as well. So based on my experience, I would say ideally, let's say if I'm working a noon shift or something like that, or if I work on shifts, what I do is I try to work out. I basically try to work out, and as you know, I'm a big believer in HIT system, Mike Menzer, Arthur Jones, Casey Vita, the HIT system, high intensity training, right? So which is pretty much 2 to 3 days of training, which is ample as long as you max out, or you train every bit of fiber in your body. That should be able to trigger growth, and rest is how you balance your nutrition. So that's something which I do. You could find other videos in my channel which discuss in detail about that. Now, coming to diet, I would say I try to get as much calorie as possible during the day. During the night, I do cut out taking calories, but I just make sure I have a protein meal rather than a carbohydrate, because it's always good to cut down on your carbs during the night, even though you're working or whatever. In case you're working shift, still it's better to cut down on carbs and pretty much focus on the protein, and on a overall basis cut down on the protein, keep the carbs moderate, and do make sure you add in a bit of fat in your diet. Sorry about that, I really have sore throat. So that's something which you can work on, nutrition. So in terms of circadian rhythm and the sleep, I would say I would be blunt and honest. There's nothing you can do about it. That's something which cannot be fixed. So these are the other 2 parameters which can be managed, which is nutrition and your training plan. So that's how we can fix it. Hope you like this video. Please do share, subscribe, and please give me comments, and let me know what kind of videos would you like to watch on my channel. Appreciate your tuning in. Thank you. Bye for now.